Hey there, Roger Burnley. I'm going to give you a little gift here. I'm telling you, it's going to help you so much to start moving in the direction of where you want to go in your life. In my program, I have an online program, as you probably know, called Empowerment Made Simple. And in it, I have several different processes, exercises, instructional things, videos, whatever. Those are the things that get you to understand who you are and why you're here. And some of these processes look a little strange, but they work. They work to break you down to understand who you are, why you're here, and what your purpose is, and how important you are. So I'm going to give you this one. I'm just going to give you the thumbnail or a shorter version of the one that I have in my program because that one takes a little bit longer. But this will give you enough to get started. And it's called How to Have a Happy Childhood. Yeah, because that's where you started. And that's where you started forming some of the ideas that maybe you couldn't do what you were wanted to do in your life or meant to do or whatever it might have been. So you started forming those ideas based on a lot of different stuff. But mostly it's with your family, with your childhood, where you were raised. It doesn't matter if it was your birth parents, your actual parents, or adopted, or whatever it was. It's all the same thing. It is your experience where you began in this world. Because see, what happens is, as we grow up, we start to form different beliefs and ideas about who we are. And most times they're very limiting. And we might have formed those ideas based on perceptions that we made in our childhood. You all know this. You've looked at your parents and you thought, why do I have these people? Or what is going on with them? Why did I have these parents? Well, yeah, you did. You wanted those parents. Everyone did. You're in the right place. You just haven't figured that out. So what I do is have you go through a series of questions to ask yourself why you have these people, why you had this particular childhood. And I'm going to give you the simple version, but what you're going to do is you're going to write down, you're going to make a list. It's really important that you write this stuff down because the writing is an exercise as well. Your brain will be stimulated to find this information. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through your childhood in the earliest years that you can remember before 10. That's really a good portion to take because you have memories of some of that. You come into adolescence, it changes a little bit, but let's just start there. And so now you're going to look at those situations, those things that you did not like. There's a lot of great stuff that you probably have, and we're not talking about those right now because those you work with well. But the things that are hanging you up, the things that have stopped you in your life are the things that you thought were bad or that were restrictive when you were younger, and they weren't. They were just things that you were given to figure out. So as you look at this list, you're going to write this list of all the things that you can remember that you did not like about that childhood. And maybe it was some characteristic about one of your parents or both parents. It could have been your neighborhood. It could have been where you grew up, your schools, whatever it was that was in your life during that time that you did not like. That's where we're going to start. And you're going to write all those things down. Now, what will happen is as you get going with this, you will see that there will be some that will come to you later and say, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Put that in there as well, because it'll be helpful later. As you look at those things, you're going to ask yourself a question. What did I gain from that situation? That's the question. What did I gain from that situation? Now, you may not come to it right away, but you will find it. It's absolutely there. Whatever situation you come up with, there is something, a benefit that existed and why you had that experience. I used to say all the time, my father, he could have done better. He could have given me more money. If he had been more successful, I would have lived a different life. That's what, if that had been the case, I should have had that. I went to him and I told him that. I've been going through therapy, so I was really aware of stuff now. And so I'm going to go and talk to him and tell him this is what happened. And he looked at me, he sat and he listened to my whole conversation, my entire conversation, and he looked at me and he said, you had it better than most. And I didn't know what else to say. And then I said, oh, you mean that I have to now decide that I'm going to take my life and do something with it? You mean I can't blame you for what didn't go on there? Yeah. But anyway, but the whole money thing, that was really great because then I said, okay, he didn't give me everything I needed. That means that caused me to become more resourceful. I had to go out and get work. I had to figure out how to become a person who could support myself. So that was the benefit from that. So then I had a mother who had very different kind of ways of being and ideas. And I used to really criticize her. I used to judge her a lot for all the actions that she took. And then I saw, oh, wait a minute. As I got older, I started seeing I have those. Oh, that means I'm supposed to work with them. So the stuff that I judged about my mother, you mean that's what I'm supposed to heal? And that's part of my purpose in being here? Yes. All of those things. But see, when you reinterpret it, when you find a new perception, then you start to find some value. Now, I'm saying this because this is a process. And with my clients and those in the program, it takes a while for us to move through this. But this, again, will be a great place for you to start. That's all. Just look at those things that you thought were these bad things that occurred for you then, and just write them down. Then ask the question, what did I gain? And if you're honest with yourself, if you give it enough time, because you may have built up a lot of other ideas and hatred and all that resentment about those situations. So it may take a while for you to even allow yourself to see this. But I'm telling you, it's there. The benefits are there. So what starts to happen as you find those benefits, as you're writing them down, it changes your childhood. It will change your childhood. It changes your past. Because now you have a different perception. You're not using the weight, the energy, the heaviness that you've carried from judging all of that stuff. So now you can get on with it. And as my father said, you had it better than most. So that means you're supposed to take what you had, develop something, and evolve and give that to the world. Everybody is to do that. All right. Have fun with this. You will get a lot of value out of this.